Hello everybody, my name is Fyodor and welcome to my reaction to Odd Taxi Season 1 Episode 6. Last time on we had a bunch of stuff like, the date between Kakihana and Shiho, the drive with the manager picking up the two idol girls, and the manager asking for the dashcam footage. After which, Odokawa told Dobu about that, and Dobu revealed that Shirokawa was working with him, not in regards to getting into contact with Odokawa, that she did by herself, but in regards to selling the drugs to him. And because of the drugs, Goriki has to close down his clinic for a while, and it's that whole thing. Other than that, we also had Tanaka, which is, on the hunt for Odokawa, but hasn't hit yet, even if he found out where he lives. A few other things like Kakihana taking out a loan for a date, the Blue Hippo guy putting himself in great danger by especially targeting Do like that, and that Imai guy that has a thing for Rui, the main idol, becoming a billionaire, or a yen billionaire, which is like 10 million in US dollars or something like that. So yeah, I'm really excited about how this will all evolve, and hopefully I'm less confused this time than last time, but I'm gonna do my best to pay attention this time. And as always, if you want to support me, you can like, comment, subscribe, or share this video. These are generally the best things that you can do for me for free. And otherwise, there's my Patreon, where you can get things like 1 week early access reactions for Odd Taxi and any other non-live shows that I might start in the future, and of course full-length reactions, where you can put up your own episode and have me running alongside it if you want to. So check that out if you're interested, and let's get watching. Okay, now follow the link in the description down below, get to the reaction, and then come back here for the discussion. Alright, what an episode. We had a shorter intro and no outro this time. So yeah, a fuck ton of shit happened. And wow, yeah. Let's just get started from the beginning. And yeah, we saw Imai, our good old friend that won the lottery, find himself in Odokawa's taxi again. And he's thankful, at least, that, Odokawa was as lucky as he was, called him a god and everything, and wanted to actually repay him with, the money that he doesn't actually have. So yeah, he's kind of a dumbass for that, so he should absolutely have gotten the money already. I'm not sure if there is any possibility that, since he posted his ticket on the internet, that someone else could have, copied that ticket in any way, shape or form and got his winnings instead of him. So I'm crossing my fingers for him to, to hope that he gets his winnings eventually. At least put it in a savings account and don't wait until you get them. Like, wow. Of course, Odokawa doesn't mention anything that, could be solved by money, even though he has, his connection to Shirokawa, which could definitely use that money. But in spite of all that, Imai still wants to help him and invites him to his club, or the club he works at, not his club. A cabaret club, which I didn't think was what it was, a hostess club, because here in my area a cabaret club is something like a little theater for comedians. A cabaret is basically a comedy performance, so to say. So I was kind of prepared to meet Shibagaki there, but not in a, side job and waiter job, but as a comedian performing there, coincidentally. But nope, that didn't happen. Instead, Tanaka appeared, and thank God that whatever happened, and Odokawa actually wanted to leave, thereby leaving, his spot where he was sitting. And then if he walked out and wasn't stopped by Imai, who ushered him back in, he probably would have walked out the front door and encountered Tanaka there and probably got shot, because Tanaka isn't all about making a subtle entrance anymore. But yeah, as I said, I kind of thought that we would encounter Shibagaki there for a different reason than we actually encountered him. But still, he tried again to talk Tanaka down, and I don't think he recognized him, even though the clothes are the same, and he probably stank the same way, but still. And just as Odokawa was fleeing, we heard a shot, and I was not prepared to lose this character yet, Shibagaki, but I thought that, now that we're in episode 6 and the show is kind of finished with setting things up, and instead is now executing them in maybe more ways than one. But yeah, Shibagaki survived. We don't know if he actually shot above him or Shibagaki just fell down fast enough so the bullet didn't hit him. But yeah, he was lucky, and then he said that it would have been funny if he was actually shot, which I don't know if he was talking in a kind of suicidal way or in a, getting shot in the arm would have been a good story to tell. So yeah, I hope it's the latter and he isn't suicidal in any way. And right after, Odokawa actually finds his window on his taxi broken, which, I kind of think it was Tanaka, but then again, Odokawa said nothing was stolen, and since, he didn't know that the phone of Tanaka was in his taxi, he wouldn't know if it was stolen. But why would Tanaka take the phone that he uses to track Odokawa? That doesn't make sense in my head, at least, so I'm not sure who it was, and maybe it was connected or not, as Dobu said, then he'd just be the most unlucky taxi driver in the world. And yeah, after driving home, he met Shirakawa, which we before then saw that he actually told to not get involved with again. But she's stubborn, she gets him to talk, she wants to come inside, but Odokawa for some reason didn't want her inside. Because maybe the missing person is in his home, or someone, or no one, we don't know. We never got shown anyone in there. But anyway, they talk in the park again, and Shirakawa confesses many things actually. She dated Dobu, she took the loan from him, but the interest rate was so high she couldn't pay it off, and basically still hasn't paid any of it off because she's still just collecting the interest on it. And yeah, she confessed her love later, but before that she actually said that yes, it was Dobu that put her on Odokawa, but since she grew to love him, she didn't want to serve him up to Dobu, who had a bank heist planned, apparently, in this day and age, and which doesn't really have anything to do with this story or the missing person case, and it's probably just something that he was planning before all of this started. But yeah, Odokawa actually told Shirakawa to not tell Dobu any of this, and that he was trying to pretend that maybe he'll work together with Dobu and do the bank heist, or at least pretend to. Right, another thing that we got through the whole episode was just little glimpses every here and there of Kakihana and his spiraling. First looking at some rings that he wants to give to Shiho, and then going to loan sharks, because apparently the bank doesn't give him some form of credit, so loan sharks it is because he needs the money, and then he gambles it away. So, kind of a tough situation for him. But anyway, that wasn't the focus of the episode, so I'm not going to focus on that here. Maybe next episode. After the talk with Shirakawa and Odokawa, we actually got the next Homosapiens radio talk, where, Shibagaki retells the story of him almost getting shot, or retells his version in where he looks a little bit better, apparently, because, he says he actually walked off because of my manliness and stuff like that. And after a lot of routine, joke making, Satoshi, or some guy called Satoshi that they were prepared to answer to again, this time he didn't actually write in, which left them surprised. And after leaving the radio station, fans were waiting for both of them. A lot more for Baba, since, he has apparently grown to quite some fame since his first TV appearance. But Shibagaki was actually, held there for a second by Satoshi. And, he told him that he agreed with the line of, not rolling your eyes or whatever. And Shibagaki was weirded out by that and drove off. So I'm really excited for whoever this Satoshi guy seems to be. And, I find it cool that we didn't get all of the characters yet. And there's more to come. So I like that. And after all of that, we switch back to Odokawa and Dobu, talking about the plan, talking about the hippo video. I think Taichi Kamasawa, something like that. And that is getting some, weird Light Yagami vibes, or at least I do, with all the divine judgment and stuff like that. And that Dobu actually can't go around in the city anymore, as always, since he's now the enemy of all people. And yeah, after that video they talked about working together to, find the missing person, pin it on Yano maybe. And since Dobu can't interact with Mystery Kiss members, since Yano might be involved, Odokawa has to. Also, Odokawa will probably search down the hippo guy, while Dobu will actually try and hunt down Tanaka, who has his gun. And, that's a big problem for Dobu, since he wants his gun back. And agreeing that he will help Goriki return to his clinic and drop the debt that Shirakawa has to him, they both begin to work together. And to top the episode off, we have this heart-wrenching part with Baba, because Baba has his talk with this slimy koala bear, who tells him to cut Shibagaki off. And I don't like that, and Baba also wasn't in agreement with that, since I think Baba still wants, some kind of acknowledgement from Shibagaki, or, his friendship, or whatever. Yeah, and after that talk, we actually see Rui, the one that Ima is such a great fan of, and she apparently is the girlfriend that Baba was talking about in the taxi. Baba was saying all those things like his girlfriend is currently paying for most of his expenses, I think, at some point. And so that's her. But they can't make it official since, she's an idol girl, and it would scare off fans if she had a boyfriend and stuff like that. But it also brought me to another thing, and that is age in this show. I don't know if Shibagaki and Baba are the same age. I always thought of Shibagaki as the older one, which I think is true. They always said that he was more experienced. But, since Shiho is 18, Rui has to be as well. And I think, did Baba say that he was 24? Something like that. But yeah, since he's so much taller and Rui is so small, I have trouble, guessing the ages. Because since they're so small and idol girls, I didn't actually think they were adults at first. And that kind of freaked me out. But yeah, Rui seems to be really into Baba in a... Well, she denied the pet way, but in a not healthy way, I think. But anyway, she wants to make her schedule revolve around his, so he can chase his dream, become more famous, and by that, probably pull her up into this fame with him. And then, the heart-wrenching stuff that I wanted to mention began, as Shibagaki called and wanted to make an appointment with him to train for the round 3 of the contest they were taking part in. But today isn't an option, tomorrow isn't an option, The day after tomorrow isn't an option, and every day after isn't as well. You can see both of them really just try to contend with that fact that maybe they drifted apart. Maybe Baba is too busy and stuff like that. But yeah, it was really sad for Shibaraki, who then, walked through the city, saw a paper cardboard cutout of Baba in some kind of store and walked off into the night. Yeah, I'm really hoping that Shibaraki and Baba don't drift too far apart, that they can retain their friendship and partnership, most of all. And maybe that Baba can pull Shibaraki up with him together. That would be nice. Yeah, that was a filled to the brink episode. And a lot to talk about. And I'm really excited for the next one. As always, if you want to support me, you can like, comment, subscribe or share this video. These are generally the best things that you can do for me for free. And otherwise, there's my Patreon, where you can get things like early access reactions 1 week into the future, which include non-live shows like Odd Taxi and other shows that I might start in the future. Another thing that you can get there are, of course, full-length reactions, where you can put up your own footage and let my video run on the side of that. So if you want that, you can check that out in the description. And yeah, so as always, I hope you're gonna join me on the next episode. And until then, bye bye.